السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رجعنا لكم في المقطع الثاني والماب الثاني من البطولة العالمية حقت وارزون. طيب زي ما انتم شايفين هنا ترتيب البطولة بعد الماب الأول اللي هو التيم الأول حسوكا، التيم الثاني بافل. هم هذولا أول 20 تيم، هم أهم شيء حسوكا وبافل ودوز أمير. طبعا هذه النقاط حقت النقاط القتل يعني 21 دقيقة. خلنا أحرك الكام عشان أوريكم. هنا عندكم التوتال سكور، التيم الأول 42 28 25 وانت نازل إلين رقم 20 أتوقع. هم اللي بياخذون الجوائز من المركز الأول إلى المركز 20. طيب خلونا نكمل الحين على الماب الثاني ونشوف إيش يصير. رجع الكام.
Biffle, Sage, and Shifty, I was going to say. They had 20 eliminations, 28 score, but the fact that this squad specifically, they needed to find that recipe for success, even though Stage 2 they did take 11th, but they found it, right? In the last couple of weeks, been winning tournaments and probably the most feared roster on the lobby.
Dandro, Team Rocket in 9th place, gotta feel good coming from the LCQ. Who else do we got 11th through 20?
I mean, I'm looking at a couple of our teams that are here. I'm a little bit surprised to see Aiden a little bit down there in 16th.
شوفوا الفرق بين هذا وبين الأول، 9 نقاط والأول 42.
Our Asian region hailing from Japan. They're here and they're making a name for themselves. I love seeing that there's
on the leaderboard. You got to start now.
يا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رحنا على الماب الاثنين، يا رب يوفق السعوديين يا رب. حمود وغير واقوياء يا رب.
After a bit of trouble in the early fights in the early game, find some footing and make a name for themselves. A lot of teams trying to do just that. There's a couple teams we want to shout out. You see DBZ
على طول DBZ ينزلون على السترونج هولد. زي لاين اب دائما ينزلون على السترونج هولد، ما يخافون.
To the northwestern, so teams that land airport, teams that land village, and then Juki is notorious for landing over.
غريب والله ما نزل على السنغال، نزل على ايربورت.
Priority to get there crazy, but DBZ at airport going up against Team 32, Gramalok, Aizen, and Heats.
Yeah, it was funny. Again, I was talking to Aizen literally right before we walked to the
واحد قدامه مو من التيم حقه.
Good to see you, coach. Guess what? We're contesting DBZ. Get ready. We're rocking 3 signals, and it's about to get crazy. So, hey, I respect the confidence. Confidence is key when you're playing Warzone. TTK pretty fast. That means you have to go into every single fight with confidence, or you're going to fall.
نفس اللي قبل شيء في الماب الأول، اثنين دول على طول جالدوا. زيلانر ذبح واحد وهذا ديستروي ذبح الثاني. نفس برضه اللي طلعوهم في الماب الأول، هذا طلعوا زيلانر التيم حقه.
Their ability to swarm in and outnumber, even with Clutch Belk already sent to the Gulag, Z-Laner and Destroy working in tandem here just to get a little bit closer to Aizen, and honestly, if they can save at least one player with a Gulag on that squad,
الثاني منوق بس غريبة ما شاء الله. خلاص ديستروي لعيب، ديستروي موفمنت عنده خطير. طلع الثلاثة خلاص جولاج.
While they wait for their member to come back from the Gulag, have won the initial contest. But something I want to ask you, Ghosh, one member of Juki's squad elected to land over by airport, completely differentiated away from the other duo. Now you can see they're actually reuniting over there in H5. Why do you think that was?
I think they're probably trying to get not only some information, but potentially
أقوى من البطولة حق السيارات.
Especially from distance, especially if you grab the signal 50 off the ground or what have you, you can get your loadout quick enough, you can get involved. But speaking of getting involved, Jesus, Huskers.
Team Huskers.
Dongi on the other side. Dongi was worried about TBE
كيف يا أخي تحس عندهم عيون في كل مكان، على طول يعرفون مكانه.
Mutex is down, Huskers in trouble. Nofo fallen. The final fight, Jesus has no problem grabbing the full team wipe, send them all to the Gulag. We'll see you later.
Huskers لعيب.
He said, we're just happy to be here.
بس عليهم تيم ثاني. تيم ألمون، ترى هاسكرز وألمون دول أخويا.
TBE trying to play cleanup, play a little bit of trash collector, but Jesus not going to go down without a fight.
In a fight they did, but it doesn't matter. TBE already off to a better start. Perfectly timed third party. Mutex just getting back on his feet.
مو بعيد عنهم.
But Noob, he said no, I'm not going to let this go. He has no plates on, so it's all flesh damage. Noob's just trying to play it a little safe, but unfortunately Huskers runs right into him, and to the Gulag they go.
Such a fun conversation point to see TBE starting out hot yet again, this time getting the better of their opponents. We'll see where they can go from here. After clearing their POI, they should be free and clear for a while to rotate through the mid-game and then make it into the end-game. Now let's check in with a hometown favorite, Wars, after an incredible performance from stage 1 with their top fragger from King AJ, an incredible trio, and they had a decent stage 2 performance. And I said this before, but I want to re-emphasize it. Wars said, I'm the old head. I'm one of the old guard. Don't forget about me. I was at the top since the very, very beginning. I started competing. I was playing this game before anybody else was, and certainly the case. We'll see if they're continue able to creep up the leaderboard. Let's check in with our team in 6th place just on the outside of Tapa.
Tapa got to hold out Limax, but you can see the number advantage as they try to stack the staircase. Tapa going to jump out onto.
يابا ميت جواه والله عليه موفمنت يا عيال مو طبيعيه، الموفمنت حقته مره قويه.
Climbing up the stairs, but look at them overlooking the balcony, but just trying to nestle in. Jowo looking to make the push, but when unfortunately when you get the high ground, you can bait it out. You can bait out the windows, but not anything going to connect. Lethal's going after safe, but he can jump down. Limax, he caught him from behind, but no shots are connecting, and this is a mouse shake.
اوه شال اثنين لا شال واحد. جواه غريبة. أنا نفسي أعرف البنك عندهم يلعبون على كم.
We have 150 players with 150 different POVs, but Call of Duty Echo channel on Twitch has the map feed, so be able to go check that out.
It's a great shout because you're going to be able to see off to the right-hand side, even if they're not on main stage. Now they are. Juki's fighting Kong. Juki's on main stage. Team Infernal, a team that I talked to before the broadcast, and they said their crowning achievement in Warzone history was qualifying for this LAN, and a lot of teams said the same. They're so happy to be here, so happy.
طبعا البطولة ماوس وكيبورد وكنترولر اللي تبغى تلعب.
Not only the other competitors, but probably also us.
Look, I'm just happy to be here, Goj. Honestly, we've been here since the very beginning.
ما في إلا تيم واحد بس الوايد.
All of our players started competing. Hisoka back then in the rising stars of Warzone here, taking that map 1 win. And all I could think about when that was happening was, where is Hisoka's dad? You know, dude's probably in the stadium going absolutely crazy, and Wars, King AJ and Co. is kind of positioned up against Lovey, but this is a little bit of a standoff. Wars does have the building available to them, and with Lovey and Co. on that head peak, sometimes it's best to just disengage, prioritize getting to the next circle. With that being said, it's closing in 2 seconds, and only 1 squad has left.
Yeah, I like this play from Wars. Of course, they lost Prodigy, which means they're down in player numbers, so you're fighting a team maybe you think you can win against. If everything was equal, you win 9 times out of 10, but when you're down a player, it's a 2v3, not a very smart fight to take, especially when that team is already set up in the building. So they're going to relocate, reassess the situation, likely either take this fight from a different angle once their teammate comes back, or they're able to buy them back because it looks like Prodigy lost that gulag, or just completely rotate out and let them go.
Look, I'm really loving this while we're looking through where Juki is, but I start thinking about that rotation with the circle coming in at the gas at their back. So as we take a look at that, we think of the areas that we saw
سنايبر والMP5 وفي ناس يلعبون بالاكي.
Huskers currently situated in a solid positioning just on the north side of Said. You can do a lot of gatekeeping there, and it seems that they've gotten some of their numbers back up, so that regain is happening, coming back from the gulag and showing out strong. But Juki sitting on 1, they're going to hop in a vehicle and hit their rotation as well. But when you start to think about that eastern side of the map that they're going to be going through, be their next POI, and that's pure high ground, and Adrian will be going to.
Uh-oh. Savvy Ultra's team in trouble. Blade will fall. The others able to get out, though. You can see Team 2 just barely sneaking out. Team 21, that's going to be... creep up and maybe grab this third party. Aiden and Rated are going to have to play Billy Goat here and climb the mountain a little bit. Just narrowly passing each other. There it is. Method Sick. Apologize. Method Sick, Cams, and Daga here from EU region, creeping up the bottom side of the mountain, but enough
نيوبوز قاعدين تيم هاسكرز على الحبة للحين قاعد يلعبونه.
Even after a restabilization coming out of the gulag, Tommy is not going to let his prey get away. Huskers in the water trying to do everything he can. Tommy
والله كفو يا هاسكرز. والله كفو.
Not dead yet. Noob should clean this up, no problem. Huskers get it taken out again. 3 teams have been eliminated, and folks at home, we're going to check in with the first team that was fully eliminated. Let's see what Frankie's got to say on the stage.
Thank you. I'm with Team Rocket, who've come all the way from Poland. I know the Polish fans are cheering them on in the audience right now. And in the Team Rocket booth, I've got Zakar with me. Zakar, you got really unlucky in the Gulag. Tell me what happened.
Well, I just missed one bullet to use, I think it was, and yeah, I was just unlucky because I should have killed them to be fair. I don't know why. Yeah.
معاهم تيم ياباني أول مرة يشارك في البطولة.
Out of 6, how are you finding things on land so far?
I'm loving land so far, honestly. Like the land is actually treating me great, but first game was pretty much, it was unlucky for me because my PC just turned off, so I had to get that fixed. I'm still fixing my settings and stuff, so I hope I will get them sorted by now, like by the next game. And yeah, I hope everything will be fine.
All right, well, Dziękuję, thank you so much for talking to me. Polska Gorum, let's head back to the map.
Polska Gorum, thank you so much, Frankie, for checking in with them. They were sitting in 9th place after map number 1. We now going out first, and you heard him. It's unlucky. One bullet. That time to kill inside the Gulag is unforgiving. So many of our teams, once they go in there, start pre-firing every angle they can get. And with the private lobbies, you never know who you're going to go up against. He said Jay, and now DJ Moss, Z-Smith. They are fighting it down
يا
on the
أخي
edge
هذول قاعدين يغيرون كل شيء. خلينا نشوف
Ebades and DJ,
الجلد.
they're not actually competing for any kind of organization here. They're actually doing it for DJ Moss's brother Maddie, who could not be here today, and they are laying it on the line, and I'm so excited to see how they perform. But so far, you've got to get out Observatory. You have Team Zeppa just ahead of them, and that's going to make things
في تيم رابع برضه طلع برا.
After being demolished in their last couple updates, of course, not necessarily the favorite drop spot for a lot of these teams. A lot of nooks and crannies that people can hide into, but definitely one you want to rotate through because of the high ground. Let's take a look at another couple teams interacting here early. I see Tony White here on main stage, an EU team as well. He touts himself as the oldest competitor here at 32 years old. So shout out to Tony, still competing at 32, doing it with a full-time job and everything in between. Man's excited to be here, and I'm sure this team is excited to potentially have a solid map. Now, I'm taking a look at that top right-hand corner of our screen here, and I see Team Intex with Believe really creeping up the leaderboard. They weren't even inside. I think they were 4th place going into this map, so they've crept all the way up into 2nd place. They've got a nice solid map going, especially in the early game, already finding what looks like 7-8 eliminations. They could really bide their time and hold out their own into the end game and just set up.
والله في تيم الخامس طلع والله من جد يطلعهم.
Finding a couple off screen as Aiden and Rated, well, rather Rated and Adrian moving their way in, getting picked up by Signal.
سنايبر طلقتين بس وانهاك.
Sissoko waiting, watching, and finding it. Adrian in trouble, Rated in the Gulag.
That's going to be really tough. Adrian, with no flares, does have a precision airstrike available to him, but just trying to get into some cover. You start looking at the money situation. Will Rated come back from the Gulag? Doesn't necessarily have enough to buy someone back. And once you start getting into hydroelectric, there's only like 2 or 3 buy stations right now on the map as well. But you know those will be watched like a hawk. So Smixy, let's check in with her. Typically lands over in Rohan Oil. You said it best. They're climbing up the leaderboard. Smixy gobbling down, looking to get a knock onto Castillo, but attract the numbers advantage. You stack every engagement, and then you reward yourself with that durable gas mask, picking it up.
Yeah, a nice win. They're going to continue to play hand in pocket, just work together all the way through each of these buildings, clear the high ground, set up for the next rotation, and hopefully pick up a couple in the process. I believe this team, I was talking to them before, and they said they were going to run 2 signals this time around, flanked running one and a tracked running one, and who knows, maybe they're running 3. So every single time I asked the team, they were like, we're running 1 signal. Then I asked them again, they were like, we're running 2 signals. And now I think they're running 3, so who knows. But the team, I think, in 6th place going into this, Jowo squad got 2nd overall in the map. Needed a couple more kills to creep up the leaderboard. They're in trouble as well and rotating. Let's take a look at that map. They've actually got a nice, pretty clear rotation around this water. They're able to cross over. You can see Team 11 is Jowo's squad. And as we see the circle, pretty centrally located still. Everybody's kind of staring at hydroelectric as potentially the end game.
Yeah, that's going to be a really tough one to get into. You have the cluster of teams that are going to be exiting out of the further southwestern side of Al-Mazrah City. You can see Team Jukies have kind of stapled along the side of Marshland and carried that forward, making their way to hydroelectric. They will still have to cross through the open and through Team Stuwo, so that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, we got DBZ after winning their early encounters, or rather, maybe in trouble in their early encounters. They were able to answer back against Azen after map 1, and now they've got some high ground here on the outside of Hydro. Look,
المشكلة ولا أحد فيهم يلعب سنايبر. أنا أتابعهم كلهم ما يلعبون سنايبر.
location. So instead, let's find some easy eliminations if we can, as other teams are rotating in. There's several
هم
squads
دي
in
بي
this
زي اللي هو
area.
زي لاينر ودستروي.
Elo in trouble, but
إذا
answers
لعبت
easily against
ضدهم
Echo.
يعني زي كذا يبشون، إذا بشوا عليك انسى موضوعك، ما تقدر. أتوقع هم أقوى تيم يبشون كذا كمجموعة يبشون مع بعض، والله مرة صعبين.
Play your life once you get out of that player advantage. You can see the dolphin diving happening behind the tree, just trying to separate themselves a little further out. But with so many teams, 43 in particular left in this lobby, only 7 have exited. This is not where you want to start your map number 2, and especially as you see some distance there for FIFA kill. Ab was there going down on that kill
هاي السماعة جديدة، هاي بلكس تقدر تحط الصوت على نوعين.
Engagement against Super Evan and Z Colors. Now let me just tell you, I saw them getting their photos done yesterday, and they were here with pure confidence. They knew that this was a job to be done, and they were like, we had so much fun throughout the stages, we're gonna bring it today.
I love it. Well, hey, confidence is key. We'll continue to say it today, but Sirius on your screen is going to have to try to push into this next circle, and you're going to be met by, I believe, that's Nico Infinite on the other side. We can talk about the coach all day today. Crowder, an incredible competitor, coach, and everything in between, has a
هيسوكا هو الأول، الثاني بافل، الثالث دوزامير،
Warzone champion.
بس طلع فيها التيم الرابع هذا تو طالع، شكل عندهم كلس عالي مرة.
They came through in the wild card of the LCQ. Ridiculous performance through the water.
بافل الأزرق دولة شفتي، وبافل وساق، والله دولة مو طبيعيين.
Always is, do they have enough eliminations to make it not only into the money but make it into the top 10 today?
That's true. It's a good shot on the money right now. Top 25 here on the day of our 50 teams will land themselves.
بشوا عليهم، شوف بشوا عليهم، راحت عليهم. هذا أكبر غلط سووه.
creeping up the score, trying to close that distance onto Hisoka.
ذبحوا واحد، طلعوا واحد.
Go to the gulag, and some Semtex going out to kind of anchor down on that staircase. But the question of the day is all of these flares. It's flare warfare here. I just saw 2 on the ground. Trev's able to pick up another one. So anytime they run into issues, you just gotta do a little dolphin dive 360 out of a window and hit the Hail Mary
عليهم.
That's exactly right.
بس اتوقع لانه قتلوا بافل فعشان كذا ذاك شردوا.
But a teammate nonetheless, and at this stage, at this level of Warzone competition, you trust every single one of your teammates regardless of the situation. Team 36 having to rotate in, that's Teeny, and Levi had a chance to sit down with that squad. That's our Australian expansions team, and well, they really were relying on Zeppa to kind of lead the charge from an IGL standpoint and having LAN experience. Hey, speaking of Crowder, in trouble, and it's Swag answering against Nico, against Dez, and against Crowder, and I believe that's a full team wipe. We'll see you later. Gonna have to come back.
What's up with Swag always running into the wildcard teams?
Hey,
it was Tactical Brit in map number 1, and now Nico Infinite, Crowder, and Dez, and map number 2. Look, if that's how you gotta do it, you gotta do it. But this positioning is quite nice. You can see there's a handful of teams just around them, so they will run into issues from the north and from the west and the east. So playing that position is key. Hopefully you've got smokes for rotation in the signal for mix.
تتكلمون عن ناس محتواهم في اليوتيوب كول اوف ديوتي وارزون، هذا يومي كذا 8 ساعات بثوث وارزون. مليون في المية بيكونون فاهمين البعض زي الناس.
This is not chance, but there is a lot of things that you need to do to mitigate RNG to have a chance in the final couple circles. Juki's already finding more. Look, you're gonna find kills because there's still 89 people left on the map going into this.
هذاك ماخذ عليه high ground.
This is the engagement that I was telling you about just prior. We knew through their rotation out just north of Marshlands they were going to run into Team Stuvo. You can see Patzuka is able to grab a knock onto Juki's, but so far 2 members of that team are still up. They're able to take that squad out, but Soka, they've already made it into Hydroelectric. They're prioritizing those early rotates and keeping stocked up on multiple plates. They've got gas masks, and they prioritize taking high ground where all the teams are. You can see DBZ in the distance. You also have Empathy and Finesse still up for their squad. But to get a hand at Soka and to chow them, it's going to take everything that you've got.
Yeah, I don't mind this spot by them, especially if they get that southern zone pull. They've got a huge advantage here on the edge. Now, they've got to clear their backs. There are a lot of teams to go through. This isn't even hardly in-game, although technically it is. There's so many teams alive and so many pieces of cover they can be hiding behind. You've got to assume every single corner you check, there's going to be a team. Every single wall you peek over, there's going to be a team. Tip, this isn't multiplayer, but I think the snakes are about to be in.
Let me tell
طلع
you, you guys
destroy.
thought your Warzone ranked matches were tough, that you were like
دي
going
لاينر
for your
نوك
SR. Well,
واحد.
think about being in the World Series of Warzone in endgame with 30 squads to go. We are 18 minutes into the game and 30 teams alive. And Skullface, they have set their sights on
قنابل
the next team.
قنابل كل شيء عندهم بس
So they're
قنابل.
going to take that southwestern rotation and try to take up as much space, claim this building, because it is a game of space towards the end and high ground.
All right, Skullface again. This team is in such a good spot, but they're going to have to now rotate in. They didn't get the zone they wanted, but still not a bad spot. Swag pushes
فريق سواق دائما يلعبون على طرف الزون، عشان كذا انك ولا جاي يخشون الزون، دائما موتاتهم كلها ولا جاي يخش الزون.
You want a chance to make the in circle, you better have smokes and you better find them on the ground after you use them. Binzy, Boog, Stukex, underrated squad from this area, trying to hold down the other squads as well, and this is going to be a tough rotation, and Swag has the chance to have the high ground here, but they've got to win the gunfight. He can't find his There's too much smokes. He throws the flare off. At least have a floater somehow still alive. So much smoke and so little time to get to the next zone. In trouble with the floater. Hopefully can farm a bit of those multipliers. The question is, how many kills do they have?
Just on the outside in the gas. You saw the flare go up, so Super Evan will come back in. Boog's able to get the full onto Swag, but it's TBE with the high ground in the tower, and you can see Boog's just checking up into the sky. Hey, what is going on? I have a signal 50 and it goes down. This is where it starts to be really tough towards that end game. You don't have resources, you run low on plates, and that signal 50 is a heavy hitter. It just takes
والله مرة السيجنال 50 ذا جامد.
Going for that ever coveted high ground, utilizing smokes, and this could be the engagement that they need. They're going to clear out this building, one of the last ones in the zone, but Skullface, I mean, a little bit of a bathroom camper. Sometimes you got to do it.
I saw a lot of Team 40 there in the
ايوه
kill
الحين يبدا الجلد اخر زون.
Teams from the first map still up, but some new faces here as well. Sway, Planticity alive without their third, but alive nonetheless. Inside, about to be the top 15. You're about to see a new multiplier, and Shifty on 6. Here they are. They've lost Sage, but Shifty and Biffle alive, continuing to slay out. This team is frightened. Well, rather the other teams are frightened of them.
اوكي بيجيبون الحين بيجيبون ساجة.
Should be able to pick up a few more eliminations. Might have actually been able to get a buy off as well. Squad 12 goes down. That's Zungod. Tiff, we're down to the final 13 teams, and everyone biding their times. Again, just a moment of
والله
peace.
اتوقع اللي بياخذها بفل، لان شوف الكلات عندهم قاعد يطلعون تيم ورا تيم، تيم ورا تيم، شغالين على طول. هذا حاشرين انفسهم في ناس داخل البيت. شوف التيم هذا التيم بفل الازرق.
Your map one winners, they're pushing the issue. They're getting a little bit closer, just taking all of the stun grenades to the face. But as a duo, Yisuka and Skullface, we chop out that Hail Mary flare.
ما اعترفت ليش بشيت عليهم. لا يا شيخ كفو ربي رجال. والله اعطاهم تيم وايب حقيقي الحالة. شوف بفل قاعدين يبشون شوي شوي، بس قاعدين يبشون صح. منوكين واحد من الاخضر. كيف 8 كل يا رجل. 9 10 اتوقع 10. خلاص بفل بشوا عليهم، يلا مع السلامة اثنين. سيج اوكي الحين شفتي سيج ونادوا هذا المام الثالث. اوه لا بفل نزل بفل. والله اني كنت حاس، والله اني كفو. وربي كفو والله جيم حلو. الحين ما بالثالثة بتكون أقوى وأقوى، الرابعة أقوى. هذا سيج. ما أعرف بفل أي واحد إذا أبو نظار. لا أتوقع بفل على اليسار.
They've battled so much adversity as a team. They had
هذا
so
شفت يا ابو
many
نظارات اتوقع.
expectations and had to work through the team chemistry issues that come with creating this new trio of Slayers. But they found it in map 2, potentially the biggest map of the day. The math will check out for us, but a massive victory. Biffle with double digits already in map 2. They were in second place, Tiff, and likely going to be in first after that one.
You know, you think about the roster changes that we've kind of hinted throughout the stages of World
أغلب
Series.
اللي يلعبون من نورث أمريكا.
Actually on that initial roster, but let's take a look at that HyperX victory moment and Biffle just shooting out of the sky.
والله كلاتهم احس مره عالي.
Oh, Z Color's going down. He's on double digits here, but he doesn't quit there, Ghosh.
I love what they did here because they knew they had player advantage and they were willing to split up to farm this lobby, Tiff. I mean, everybody at home's cheering for them. Of course, there's a lot of fans back in North America, but I saw a ton of fans here as well for them. Shifty gets the buy just in case. Now, we gotta give a shout out to
والله
our
ذا
Mexico
كويس والله، بس لو ما نزل بفل كان ذبح كالسيف. بس البفل اللي ذبحه.
Biffle flies in after getting bought back. StukeX falls, and there is that victory. Congratulations to that team. I know they're excited. You can see it on their faces. But
الحين صارت بين بفل ايش اسمهم ذول هايزوكا. هذول الفايزين في الماب الثاني شفتي وسيج وبفل 10 و10 20 24 كل مع اقوى ناس موجودين في كول اوف ديوتي وارزون. والله مره شيء عالي.
During the interview, Frankie asked, Biffle,